We're back. Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And if you were trying to listen yesterday, we had some issues. They were resolved. Good issues. Well, I don't know if any issues can be good issues. We're adding functionality, and you know how it goes. When we are getting these things we needed put in, you know, we're talking to the company and we're telling them, hey, this cannot change, right? Don't change this, and then add this. Well, you know how it goes. Not only did they change it, the best part is when they decided to change it, which was, of course, right as our show was going on. Here's the good news. We got it fixed. The thing that we were working on, in case you were curious, was our abilities to take phone calls and have phone callers and getting ready to do some cool things with Eric's show. So, by the way, if you have been missing Eric, and I don't care where you're at, obviously you guys on the Front Range, you can tune in there. He's on every day at 4 Mountain, 3 p.m. Arizona time, 4 p.m. Colorado time. The guy's been on fire. Just great radio. Make sure you tune in. If you're not in the area, 1360khnc.com, and just hit the big play button in the middle. Podcast. Listen, we're ready. It's coming. We had to go through a selection process. We wanted to make sure that it didn't cost anybody anything. We didn't want you to have to pay. We didn't want you to have to subscribe. A lot of you already do, right? A lot of you already have that stuff, right? Hey, I've got my Apple app, my podcast app, or this app or that app, but there's some people out there that don't, and they don't want to subscribe to something or give information. So when we launch the podcast, you'll have all the functionality. However you want to listen, you can listen. The great part is, for those of you, tinfoil helmet wearing people, you won't have to fill anything out if you don't want to. So we'll be making that change here. Give us another couple of weeks just to get it up and going at 1360 KHNC. By the way, another big announcement. Love this next one. And it doesn't matter where you sit on this. Tomorrow afternoon. Okay, so tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 4 Mountain Time. 2 to 4 Mountain Time. That would be 1 to 3 Arizona time. And I don't know what time any other time zones are. It's hard enough just to get those two. So do the math. 2 to 4 Mountain, 1 to 3 Arizona time tomorrow afternoon. That's normally when you would hear Treasure Seekers and then the Colorado Front Range Hour. During tomorrow, during that 2 hours, Mark Sargent is going to be joining us. For those of you that don't know who Mark Sargent is, and by the way, this is in Colorado only, so Phoenix listeners, if you want to hear this show, go to 1360 KHNC tomorrow at 1 o'clock Arizona time, 2 o'clock Colorado time. If you don't know who he is the guy behind the flat earth movement, right? And a lot of you believe it. A lot of you don't believe it. A lot of you are like, I don't even know why this is coming up. And others are like, hey, I'm not even smart enough to have an opinion. We'll have them on for 2 hours tomorrow, Friday afternoon. If you want to do a little research, Netflix, they actually have like a documentary, a show on Netflix. It's called Behind the Curve. And Mark Sargent is the main character, if you will, in the movie. He is going to be on the air with Jason and the Treasure Seekers guys. By the way, the Treasure Seeker guys, they're the ones that brought him there, brought him to us. So Mark Sargent, make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's going to be fascinating. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I've taken an impromptu poll. Eric doesn't believe the earth is flat, but doesn't think we landed on the moon. Jason, he thinks the earth is a disc, and you'll see it in the thing, and he doesn't think we landed on the moon either. Brian, he just questions everything. He's not, he's kind of like, hey, maybe I don't know. I'll say this. We used to think the earth was flat, and then other people came with different things to say, no, it's round. And I'll say, how about like food, right? Oh, eat this, it's good for you. And then 10 years later, well, wait, it's bad for you. Then 15 years after, well, no, wait, it's good for you. I don't know. Let's hear what the guy has to say. Mark Sargent, the leader of the Flat Earth Movement, is going to be on for 2 hours tomorrow, 1 to 3 Arizona time, 2 to 4 Colorado time or Mountain time. Make sure you tune in when we get back. Because of what happened yesterday, and we weren't able to do a show, and we probably had 2 or 3 minutes of dead air there in Colorado. I want to make it up to you in the best special I could possibly come up with. That's going to come up next, and then we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Don't touch that dial. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Don't forget, we got that 10% bonus on our metals program. If you need more information, give Arlene a call. She can help you get set up. The very last guy in the program, because we have the offices in Colorado, the offices in Phoenix, and we got people that pick up, people that we ship to. And then we've got a few that are, hey, call me and I'll let you know. So we've had one box sitting in the vault here. He called this morning and said, hey, just ship me. I'm too busy. I got too much to going on. We can do. It's the greatest program, in the history of programs. You're talking about a metals program. Nobody does it better. Nobody makes it easier. There's no fees for anything. You know what? Sign up fee 0, cancellation fee 0. Right, the only fee ever is if we have to ship it to you. Right, we'll charge you a shipping fee. You got to cover the shipping cost. But other than that, you're buying it at the best prices, and you get 4 deliveries a year. It's a great way to go. All the details are out on allamericangold.com. So yesterday I told you, we had an issue, and we did everything possible so we wouldn't have the issue that we had yesterday. Matter of fact, it took us an extra 2 weeks to get this done because it's actually idiocracy. We needed a way for our phone system and for people remotely. Eric, heck, I could even do it. Who knows? Maybe I'll start taking callers. Right? If Howard Reel wants to take callers. We could do it the old way where, they call in and you get the beep and this and that. But we wanted the ability for the host to be able to put you on the air and take you off the air, right? Hey, if he wants to hang up on you, you're getting too long-winded, you think you're the host, right? He can hang up on you, right? I mean, it's pretty cool technology. And we've got a phone system that would allow for this. And it needs, essentially, I'll call it like a phone number. The system needs a phone number. And that phone number's got to stay the same. So when their laptop is going into our phone system, it knows where to go. It knows who to call. And we already have some of these in existence. And one of them that we use is for the new quality sound. Our Barracks box has a phone number. And we told the people that were putting it, listen, don't change that number. And, of course, what did they do? They changed it. And it took them about 45 minutes or so to change it back, but that was why we weren't on the air yesterday. So I want to make it up to you. First of all, we had gold run in the last couple of days, so maybe it was good we weren't on the air yesterday because we got a great pullback today. Gold's down about $13. Now, why it's down, I have no idea. These are always why these are the days I actually like it and always say, hey, buy this dip because it's down for really no reason. So somebody with billions of dollars got told, hey, let's knock this price down because my guess is there's going to be some bad earnings coming tomorrow when earnings seasons kick off. But I don't know. Who cares? So here's what I decided to do. $20 gold pieces. Notice how I said gold pieces. Not sure, Lib, Saint, I'm not sure. You get what you get. You can request, hey, I want Saints or I want Libs, but know this. Whatever we give you, we give you. And I hate to do that, but that's just how it's got to be. But we will do our best. And you know we try very hard to give you what you want. So 1 through 9. So it's going to be a volume discount thing. 1 through 9 are going to be at $1,390. 10 through 19 at $1,380. 20 or more at $1,370. But I'm not done. Whatever quantity you buy. If you buy 1, 20, 50, whatever quantity you buy, I will throw in a buffalo round. That's a 1-ounce silver round. You know the one. It's got the Indian on the front. The head side is the male Indian. The back side's the buffalo. I mean, I've seen lots of rounds. You know, the prospector rounds. You got the rounds that look like Morgan dollars. Even rounds that kind of look like silver eagle. Christmas rounds, right? This round, that round. I mean, all kinds of different rounds. Johnson Matthey makes rounds. Englehart makes rounds. Sunshine makes rounds. I mean, they're all. There's a lot of different designs. This one's by far my favorite. I think it's the coolest one. No, we can. I got to admit too. I like the prospector too, right? The old guy with the gold pen. That's pretty cool. But I like the buffalo round because I think both sides are really cool. A lot of the rounds you get one side is pretty cool, the other side, This one they're both really neat. So whatever you decide, if you buy 120 at $1,390, you're going to get a buffalo round. How much is that? It's just $1,390. You buy 20 of them at $1,370. I'm going to give you 20 buffalo rounds. Right? You know, you think about that. That's over $300 of silver. Just got to put it in there. Listen, we want to take care of you. It's a great opportunity. Take the time. Put it away. Here's the nice part. I've got enough of these things that I could probably do 20 or more a couple of different times, 2-3 times. So I've got a good quantity. If you're looking you're looking for an opportunity because you missed it, right? It did $1,280, kind of missed it. Gold jumped about $30. Here's your chance to get in at that lower price. 800-951-0592. I don't even know where to start, so I'll start with today's data. How's that? The CPI data came out yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about that. That's the Consumer Price Index, is the CPI. That's inflation. And I don't know why they put it out, because it's a lie. We know it's a lie. Everybody knows it's a lie. But that number came in hot, right, because of gasoline. And then they did well, if you strip out gas, it wasn't so bad. Food and energy, right? Take out food and energy and it wasn't so bad. Nobody can live without food or energy. So taking it out is idiotic. But nonetheless, it was, the headline number was hot. The core number was not, right? Because they take out anything that actually cost us more. And then they also said wages were not great. Kind of opposite of what we've been hearing. But today we got the producer prices. And here's the thing, too. I just want you to know, these were March numbers. Gasoline did go up in March. Don't get me wrong. But it shot up. I don't know about everywhere. But in the West, gas has gone nuts. The cheapest. And I won't even get gas there because nothing ever works there at the AM, PM. They're the cheapest around, and it was $2.89. And maybe Costco. I don't know. I don't get gas at Costco because I can't stand waiting in that line. But pretty much every gas $3. So this, I can't wait for April's number, but the February number for the producer prices came in much, much hotter than expected, thanks to a 0.6% surge in the month of March. So you kind of do the math, right? That would put you at like 7.2%. Now, again, don't worry. They do the same thing. They strip out the food and energy part, but even that one came in at up 0.3. So even when you take out food and energy, the producer prices was hot today. I'm thinking that should be good for gold. But gold was down. I mean, it was already down heading into the report. And then we had jobless claims. Now, this one was a great one. This is a number that for the last 3 years I've told you is now garbage. It doesn't mean what it used to mean. But doesn't stop the media from telling you. First-time jobless claims fell to a 50-year low. The number was 196,000, the lowest number in 50 years. Matter of fact, the lowest number going back to November of 1969. Now, I want you to think about this. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Now, they want you to believe what a great thing this is, right? And on the I guess on the top level, it would appear to be, right? Hey, if it's the lowest in 50 years, that's got to be great. You think about, we got, 120 million more people. What does that mean? How could that be possible? Of course, they want you to believe because, everybody's hiring. There's so many jobs. Now, I know yesterday, by the way, I don't even know, maybe it was 2 days ago, the number of job openings fell by over 500,000. Now, granted, they were way up there to begin with. But really, here's what the problem is with this number. Is what it doesn't tell us. How many people aren't allowed to file for unemployment benefits today versus 1969? See, in 1969, everybody could file. Right? I don't even know if temporary work had even existed. Maybe it did. But contract work and 1099, that stuff did not exist. If you lost your job, you got to file. Nobody worked 4 jobs. I shouldn't say nobody. I'm sure there was a few. The problem is now is most people don't have a job where they can actually even file for something like an unemployment benefit. I mean, it's amazing. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Well, let me tell you who it's good for. It's good for the corporation, right? It's good for them. But it's not really good for what? The worker out there. And the thing that makes it funny is nobody wants to talk about it. Right? And I think really the simple solution would be what? Hey, tell us how many people can no longer file for unemployment benefits. Wouldn't that be great to know? There's 156 million people working, which means there's 156 million people not working. But of the ones that are working, how many wouldn't be allowed to file? I'd just like to know. Kind of changed the whole perspective of things, doesn't it? But those were the data points out today. Neither one of them means anything, right? We knew that they were going to tell us strip out gas and energy and blah, 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 and jobless claims. Larry Kudlow was talking today. We'll talk about him next.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily commentary continuing the conservative pro-family legacy of Phyllis Schlafly. And now, from the archives of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, here is Phyllis Schlafly.
When local school boards send teachers to professional education conferences, they expect the teachers to gain new knowledge and skills to take back to their classrooms. However, school boards would be wise to look carefully at what is being advocated at certain conferences, because some are promoting anti-American teaching under the code name social justice. At some of these conferences, what is really going on is indoctrination by left-wing university professors. One of the most prominent of these professors is William Ayers, founder of the Weather Underground, a radical organization that planted bombs in the Pentagon and other government buildings in the 1960s. He is now an education professor at the University of Illinois in Chicago and has written books on the teaching of social justice, which are bestsellers in teacher training institutions. In one of these books, Ayers explains that he wants to teach against America's history of evil and racism, thereby forcing social transformation. He writes that teachers should be community organizers dedicated to provoking resistance to America. While indoctrinating teachers is a high priority for these left-wing professors, so too is attitudinal adjustment for children beginning at very young ages. This is why many educators urge early childhood educators to begin instilling the correct socio-political attitudes in children as young as age 2. These professors never define the term social justice, but they clearly use it to promote some sort of state-ordered redistribution of power and economic resources, a spread-the-wealth goal. The social justice teachers are frankly trying to eliminate our capitalistic society, which they condemn as oppressive. These teachers are engaging in left-wing advocacy instead of teaching literature, math, and computer skills.
Do you know a college student frustrated with a liberal ideology on their campus? Do them a favor. Go to phyllisschlafly.com and find the link to the Phyllis Schlafly Collegian Summit in Washington, D.C. on June 11 to 13. Send that link to that student so they can find out about this life-changing event. Let them know it's free if they register in advance at phyllisschlafly.com. Thanks for all you do, and join us again for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Welcome back, 800-951-0592. You gotta love it, right? Hey, listen, I know that food and energy went up. But, they're volatile, which they are. Well, I think gas is volatile. But I guess we're just what? We're not smart enough. Can't handle it. So let's just not count it. Of course, what they like to do is what? Substitute stuff, right? Rents hit all time. Oh, that was another one. Rents hit all-time record highs. How is this all-time record highs? Well, don't worry. We'll use something called rent equivalent. What is that? I don't know. Does it track the actual increase in the price? Sure doesn't. You know what's funny is in the report, you know what they said got cheaper? Clothing. That's what I know. I don't know if it did or didn't, right? I don't go clothes shopping, right? That's what my wife uses Amazon for. So I don't know. But wouldn't it be great if you could just go to the gas pump and say, okay, well, you know, a month and a half ago, it cost me $10 less to fill up my car. Maybe it cost you $20, depending on how big your tank is. But if you had a 15-gallon tank, it's costing you $10 to fill up more. Wouldn't it be great if you just said, hey, here's my $35, and here's a T-shirt I got from the Gap. Let's call it even. Yeah, that's not going to work. Hey, I went to Walmart, and I bought this T-shirt for $4.99. How about you take that? How about 2 T-shirts and a pack of underwear, and we'll call it even? I don't know where these guys get this stuff. I know it probably looks really good on a chalkboard. But today was a great day for me. Because everything that I believe, right? Some of you believe we landed on the moon. Some say we didn't. Some say the earth is round. Some say the earth is flat. Some say, you get what I'm saying. Everything that I've believed is absolutely going to happen. The dollar is in its decline. And I know, right? We've had this illusion of strong dollar, right? Dollar's at 97. Just remember, back when the unemployment rate was back at this level, allegedly, or jobless claims, I mean, right? The dollar index was like at 130, right? We're at 97 now. There's a big difference. But this morning, Larry Kudlow was out, and of course, you know, he's the guy I like to make fun of. Because first of all, nothing he says is even remotely accurate. And he may be worse than the central bank at predictions. This is a guy, you could have the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, everybody, right? The worst team in football last year. Larry Kudlow would be a guy that would have you believe, oh, man, you know what? They were 2 plays away from being the Super Bowl champs. They were 2 plays away from probably not winning any games. But that's what he thinks. 5 years ago, it was May of 2014, and he was no longer the head of the central bank. Ben Bernanke uttered what was some say an attempt at humor. Okay, so he was getting interviewed, and he was kind of being taken to task, right? Because he was the one that did the, quantitative easing, right, and the buying back of the bonds, right? Totally said, you know what, forget about economics. I don't care about savers. I don't care about anybody that actually lived within their means. I don't care about you. He said that he did not expect the Federal Reserve's interest rates to rise back anywhere near its average during his lifetime. Now, he said 4% average. That's actually a lie. During Ben Bernanke's lifetime, the Fed's funds rate average was probably about 6. But he said 4, which is fine. That little white lie. Now, remember, we're at 2.4 right now. Now, that was 5 years ago. 5 years later, President Trump's top economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, has done Ben Bernanke one better during an event in D.C. He said that he does not think interest rates will go up ever again. Maybe never in my lifetime. Admitting that the U.S. economy is on the verge, if not, well, let's just say, at the very least, stuck at low growth forever, and maybe worse. Kudlow also said that Jay Powell's doing a good job. Hey, he was a bad boy, but he was a puppy. Jay Powell's a puppy. He didn't know how to be the head of the central bank. So Donald had to give him a couple spankings. Right? He kept doing it in the house. Right? He didn't want to go out the doggy door. So the president had to give him a couple spankings. And now, you know what? Now he's a good boy. I know we've had discussions about that in recent weeks, to the point that Trump even had to call Jay Powell. And Larry Kudlow said, hey, you know what? It wasn't that bad. We're not stuck with him. He's learning. He's getting better. He's a good boy. Rates are never going to go up again. Ever. Listen, I'm going to say this. I hope he's not wrong. I hope he's not wrong. And what I mean by that is if rates go up, right, we already saw it what 3% did, right? 3%, 10-year note at 3%, and everybody lost their minds. It won't be because they want them to. See what I'm saying? It'll be for a much worse reason. So let's hope Larry's right for once. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. The Midnight Rider. A great special today. $20 gold pieces. Libs or Saints, you can request, and I'll do my best. If you want Libs, I'll do my best. If you want Saints, I'll do my best. 1 through 9, $13.90. 10 through 19, $13.80. 20 or more, $13.70. But I'm not done. However many you buy, you get a Buffalo round for every one. You buy one, you get one Buffalo round. You buy 5, you get 5. You get 5 ounces of silver, 1 ounce of silver. Buy 20, you get 20 ounces of silver. So every one you buy, you're going to get an ounce of silver to go along with it. I mean, silver's $15 an ounce. Right? So it's an extra $15 right there. 800-951-0592. So here's what we got to believe. Everything's great. Interest rates are never going to go up again. Right? Ever. From the top economic advisor. Of course, and I'm telling you, I hope he's not wrong. Because if they really do go up, it's not because we want them to. Listen, GDP growth is going to be about 2%. Fingers crossed. The jobs market is fantastic. Now, forget about the jobs created number, because that's just kind of in line, right? That 180, 190, kind of where we've been for a long time. But this jobless claims number, look at no one's filing for unemployment. And it's spectacular. And remember, the biggest thing, there's no inflation. I know everything is at record highs. Healthcare cost, record high. Automobiles, record high. You know, it doesn't even matter what kind of automobile. A new automobile, a used automobile, a truck, a car, a Jeep, an SUV, doesn't matter. All-time record highs. Cost to go to college, all-time record highs, right? Homes, that doesn't matter if you're buying, renting, right? All-time record highs. Credit card debt, all-time record high, all-time record high. It's like a cheer. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And then you get a story like this one. And I don't, listen, I want to believe it. We all know that doesn't make sense, does it? That sounds very much like inflation, right? That's what it sounds like. But they say there isn't any. Now, they're trying to tell you your wages are going up. Remember, I just told you the other day, BVA's going to pay $20. Here's the problem. The minimum wage right now, forget about going back to 1969. Who knows what it had to be, but, go back to, the early 80s, late 70s, has to be $33. So 20's not going to quite get it done. Right? And like I said, it's not like you can go and tell, hey, you know what, I'm getting ready to rent this house. Tell the homeowner, hey, you're asking, for $3,000, $4,000, $2,000, whatever it is a month. But the Federal Reserve says there's no inflation, and I can go to Zillow now. And I can look on Zillow, and I see that the last time you rented this house, it was $400 a month less. And so since there's no inflation, hey, I'm not going to pay that. See how that gets you. The global middle class, and I don't know about global, I'll say the industrialized middle class, is witnessing something that we have not seen in pretty much all of the United States history. The younger generations, that's plural, struggling to find their financial foothold in many wealthier countries around the world. Now, let me ask you. I don't know anything, but if you're wealthy, allegedly, wouldn't that imply that you're not having trouble finding your financial foothold? Just saying. Only 6 in 10 millennials. Now remember, millennials are getting older now. Now I'm hearing Generation Z. I guess that's my sons, I think. I'm not quite sure. Are considered earn enough to be considered middle class. The problem is when you put their debt load on what they earn, all of a sudden they're not middle class anymore. See, because these aren't the millennials of yesteryear. No. They come into the world, right, loaded up with debt. By the way, the baby boomers, 70% at the same time were middle class. So here, it's 60% with a caveat. We're going the wrong direction. The share of middle class citizens is falling. Does that sound like we're prospering? I'm just saying. How can it be? The largest population is falling out of the middle class downward. Unfortunately, not upward. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. So I've been telling you and educating you about the lie. And they're all, every number they give you is a lie. PPI's a lie, CPI's a lie, Unemployment's a lie. Wages are lies. They're all lies. GDP, they all got to be adjusted and seasonalized and made good by some random economic theory formula. Prove it to me. Right? And I'm going to do it right now. So I've been telling you about these millennials. More of them in poverty than ever before. And then I told you some of them that are, quote, in the criteria really aren't because of debt. But let me tell you what the criteria is. See, they don't change the criteria to match what they've done with the lying. So the criteria for middle class has always been 75% to 200% of the median national income. Okay? So what does that mean? In the United States, that means $23,416 to $62,442. That's what they say is middle class. Anybody who makes $23,000 a year think they're middle class in this country? Anybody? Now you throw debt on there, and you see where we're really at. The middle class hasn't kept up with the growth in income enjoyed by wealthier people. Well, the answer is simple. This is what the central bank does. This is what they mean by inflation. Why do they lie about inflation? Because they can't tell you the truth. Right? We'd run them out on their heads. Remember the Red for Eds and the teachers and all that? And I said, listen, I get it. You're just protesting at the wrong place. Right, Ray Dalio, hey, we got a problem with it's not capitalism. This is the fault of the central bank. This is what they do. When will they stop? Well, when the whole country's impoverished. You know, right now, I would say this. Maybe at 60,000, you're middle class. You know, and you could maybe make an argument for that. So what does that mean? Maybe 30% of the millennial generation. And millennials now are, what, approaching 40 years old? It's not like they're, 18 to 25 anymore. It's not like, no. I mean, these are people now probably, from like 25 to 40. 800-951-0592. Listen, do it or don't. If you want to be that naive, it's going to be great, and my 401k's going to save me, and there's no inflation, and don't worry. And interest rates are never going to rise ever again. I don't know. They may never rise. As a matter of fact, they may go so far negative, you may have to start paying the bank to take your money. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Thank God tomorrow is Friday. Everybody take care. We'll be back for one more show this week.